Welcome, it's Tuesday, and what more is it to a Tuesday than tuning in to the amazing Bridge Show. We have some spectacular news for you tonight, so stay put and join us for an extravaganza into product matter. So let the show begin. And we are live here in the basement of our company HQ in Oslo, Norway, broadcasting to you guys, especially from our IP studio. And I have been joined in the red chair by Frank. Frank, welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
You are absolutely, I would say, you are the senior developer here.
Yeah, it's only Niels that has been here longer than me.
That is true. Holy Moses, man.
So I'm sort of a senior now.
Oh, well, I will go further than say just as somewhat of a senior. He is the senior. And we're going to talk about something that you came up with.
Yes, we're going back in time.
Yes, we are. It's a time machine. We're bringing you a time machine.
It had a debut in 2001 in May.
Yes.
So 10 years now.
Oh, God.
And counting.
It is amazing. You mean, of course, 2007?
No, 2011.
2011, that's what I meant, yes.
You actually caught that one.
Yeah, I kind of caught it. I thought, well, time machine or not, there may be something wrong with the dates there. But that's a long time ago.
It is.
And you know, you are, and you know, you should know that Frank is also the inventor of the miraculous micro ETRs, which can enable, you know, thousands of streams to be visually inspected just, you know, by just looking at it.
Yeah, the full ETR overview at a glance.
Absolutely.
Easily to spot streams with problems.
I actually, of course, we're detouring a bit here, but I actually saw that with a customer that was extremely happy with it, and that was in Australia, the ABC corporation. They were monitoring all of their channels across Australia with this miraculous view.
Yeah, it's easy to get an overview of all streams and then easy to drill down and get more details and get into the full binary hex decoding as you want. So
exactly, hex decoding. Yes, it's like we're starting to drool here. Yeah. Well, the key thing is that we are going to talk about drill downs, that's for sure. But you know, micro ETR was not the only thing that you invented, and I remember a challenge that was put from Niels, our head of development, to the whole development team. What was it, a development week?
Yeah, so sort of a hackathon.
A hackathon, of course.
Where we got 1 week to do whatever we wanted. It should preferably be relevant for a bridge check.
So that means drinking champagne was still relevant.
Yeah, for at least for bridge check and our business partners, that's highly relevant.
But not for development so much.
And not directly for coding.
So what came out of this week?
We had several projects. It was the start of the iPhone app for
that is very true.
And also for the graphics view option, which is a part of the BBC.
Yeah, the graphics view is very interesting. And, you know, we should have had this show a long time ago because it's got some amazing capabilities. And of course, you did finish this in a week.
We started it at least in a week.
Started it, yes.
So we got that week. We did a demo at the end of the week, showing the projects we made. And then it started as a side project. So it was a good idea. We wanted to get it into a state that we could demo and sell.
Exactly.
So it was mostly the spare time going into that project.
That is true. You know, the normal project on daytime, and then of course graphics view on the midnight burning oil.
Yeah, it was a fun and exciting project, and also using some technologies which were quite new at that time, the scalable vector graphics.
Yeah, because the key thing here is about having the ability to create your own user interfaces, right?
Yes, you can easily draw up whatever you want.
Yeah.
It can be used in Visio, Microsoft Visio, or Inkscape, which is an open source platform. It's vector-based, so you can zoom in and still have perfect lines and everything, so you can easily get the details you want.
But you know that's quite a task, because we use an incredible amount of time to create user interfaces. It's not easy by far, and it takes a lot of understanding of how the processes actually work to do something meaningful. And then you're creating something that the user can create himself.
Yes, giving full control in the user's hands. And you can then, using an easy-to-use graphical tool, make up drawings.
Yeah.
It can be logical drawings. You can, for instance, have a box for each of your channels in the system.
Yeah.
You can have more map features, where you get a map over the countries where you have your signals. Or you can then see, for instance, inside a header with all the boxes in the signal flow.
Exactly.
And get then the status of the different signals at the different locations shown in a color code.
Because one thing that we may have forgotten to mention is that this is interactive. I mean, you get real-time status from the system.
Yes.
That you can then paste onto it, and which will then be, interactive. And also one more thing, you can actually interact with the GUI you create itself. You can click on something and go further.
Yes, so that's the typical usage, is then to, for instance, start with an overview screen, and then you see that you have some problem in one of your regions. Yeah. You click that. Maybe you can see that in that region you have 3 local headends, which one of them has an error. You click into that and you see this signal drawing there. You can see that you have lost, for instance, the IP input on that site.
That doesn't sound good.
And you then have all the capabilities of the VBC at hand there. You can then get the status of a specific site, a specific probe in the site, or specific channels at that site.
Okay.
And you can then also click through from the graphics option and into the probe details in the VBC.
Well, that seems to me like a complete user interface.
Yeah. So that's the interactive use of it, and it's also embeddable in the data view.
Oh, cool. So in the RDW, you can actually then have the graphics view?
Yes. So you can get that up on the screens in your data center.
Well, look no further. This is actually what you need. Don't even think about it. But we are not going to lay you off with just talking about it, because we have here in the studio Jon Egil. Hello, Jon Egil.
Hello, guys.
And he is here to be able to demonstrate this.
Yes.
I would say take it away, Frank and Jon Egil.
So when we first demoed this, it was at our partner event, Bridge event, in 2011.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
The demo we made there was, we took a picture of some of the people in that group and we placed some hats on them to show off
I can't wait to see this.
Can be displayed in various ways.
Yeah.
And we made an updated version on that. We relied then on some of the video footage from this year's Bridge show, or Bridge Award show. So I guess Jon Egil can
take it away. Jon Egil, do we have the famous hat demo?
Sure, I believe we have that here. So the first screen here is our demo system overview.
Cool.
Let me see if I can find the mentioned hat image. It would be here, and then Hats People 2021. Open it, and here we go. If I now
I can recognize this.
On this, we see this is the Gry's hat, and now we are on Philip, and then we can assign, for instance, a site status, or a probe status, or a stream status. to Philip's hat.
So that's actually showing how easy it is to get interactive or real-time data from the VBC system onto a graphics.
Exactly.
That is pretty awesome. But well, the hat demo is a classic, I say, Frank. This is the first, you guys made the first demonstration. That's a time machine, kind of.
It is.
I say, yes.
But since then, a lot of our customers have adapted this, using it for their live systems, and it has a very huge operational value for them to easily see and drill down.
Absolutely, because again, it's all about what information do you have in the system, how fast can you actually get that in the hands or in the eyes, basically, or in the brain, if you like, of an operator.
And we have some customers that are doing all this job themselves, and we have others that get some help from our business partner creating layout and graphics for their systems.
Well, Jon Egil, shall we go a bit further and talk about other practical uses, maybe some examples as well? What do you say?
Yes, let's. So if we close down the hats here and go back to where we have the demo system overview. So this is our simplified version of a system. And as Frank mentioned, we can also have interactivity here. Say we want to go into the satellite part of this. We have another diagram here. We can go back also. All this is created in VCR Inkscape, where you configure your diagrams. And I think there's also a third layer here. So here we can also go in to see the channel status individually. And here it looks like there's something wrong with the MTV channel. So let's also click on that, and it takes you to the stream view of the MTV channel.
That's pretty interactive. You can then, as you say, drill down into the specifics and with then diagrams that you created specifically for your own system.
Yes. And there are other features integrated in here also. So here at the front page, we see these alarm state squares, where the colors indicate the alarm status. So green, this is okay. Here at the satellite probe is yellow. So we can also go in and have a look at the satellite probe directly. And we see indeed that there are some alarms on this, which can then be investigated further.
Yeah, this seems amazingly simple.
It is, and can then create basically anything you can draw up easily, and no programming needed at all to use this.
Well, that's pretty amazing, because then VCO is not that difficult. It's doable-ish, and you just then import it, you tag it with the information you want displayed, and off you go.
Yeah, simple as that.
Oh, I can't wait till you try this at home. So, guys, try this at home. This is one thing you actually can do. This is pretty awesome. Anything else you want to mention about the graphics view when we're at it? Because one thing is the ability to see complex systems. But again, with the drill down capability, you can create your own user interface for the top level user. He doesn't need to go into the probe GUI if he wants to.
We get everywhere from the full top level management type of interface down to what the engineer needs. And this also follows user modes or user authentication in the VBC.
Exactly.
So you can set default drawings for different users. So the users in the network operation center can have the overview screens, and the expert engineers can have the more drill down versions.
Well, that takes care of the security, that takes care of the personalization. Holy Moses. Well, we have, one more thing that we want to talk a bit about, because, well, we have our mad musical genius. He's difficult to avoid.
He is, and he always has something new for us.
Yes, he does. And in this episode, he actually done some, was it soul searching? Maybe he needs a graphical view to keep track of all his, weird mental states.
It could be that it will just confuse him further.
That is very true. So, let's hear from Axel.
One of the questions I've been asking myself over the past year is, it's sort of a philosophical question, like, where does my soul live? Is it in my foot, in my ear, my head, my chest, my heart? Where does it live? And I think I found the answer yesterday night, after a long day in the city, out and about. I think my soul lives in my bladder. I think that's where the soul lives, in everyone. Because every time, especially last night, every time I relieve my bladder, it feels as if my soul is at ease.
Well, that's definitely some soul searching. In his bladder, really?
I'm not sure what he's going to find there.
No, I'm not sure either, but obviously, the dark tea time of the soul.
Yes.
Well, that's Douglas Adams. So, we'll skip that. Well, one more thing we want to mention, because Jon Egil, this was a particularly fine demonstration and stuff, but, for people that want to have a bit more knowledge about this, don't we have a lot of training videos online?
Oh yes, we have training videos, we have documentation in both on our websites, in the user manuals, and so yeah, how to configure these diagrams in VCO or Inkscapes are all described in training videos and user manuals and similar. There was one other thing I would like to show you while
Excellent.
we're here.
Oh, go for it.
So that was the integration into the remote data wall.
Yes, of course. How could we forget that one?
So we have a canvas here. I have
Oh, look at that.
reconfigured a bit. So here we can recognize that these are the diagrams we have seen from graphics view, the system overview, and then the next layer and even the third layer. So if you want to have all layers in one screen, you can do that here. I think we could even perhaps bring in the hats here if we want to. Yes, we can.
Yeah, we're still going to have that one, the time machine.
It is there.
Yeah, that's just fantastic.
And then this can, of course, be used as a remote data wall in your browser anywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, I say. Did you consider that this would become, this major tool, Frank, when you started off with this?
It was an idea, and it has grown ever since.
Oh, yeah.
It has been very fun to see what our customers have used it for.
Yeah, we had some examples just a couple of weeks ago on the Bridge event, where a big project in Spain has been built up with this as the core.
Yeah, and that's the user interface they use for most of their sort of normal users.
Yeah.
And it was very impressive, and they have put a lot of effort and thinking into how to structure all their diagrams.
Yeah, because again, it's like we cannot provide everybody with exactly the amount of detail they want. That becomes highly impractical.
Yeah, but we can provide them the tools they need to make it themselves in an easy graphical way.
And also, again, to be able, and thank you, Jon Egil, for showing us the remote data wall. That's very, very good, because, again, then you can not only have it in your browser, you can have it on your display, showing you exact status. It's pretty cool. No, I say this has been, pretty momentous. I will repeat that there is a lot of more information online. Of course, as we all say, read the manual.
Read the manual and also go in, visit our demo VBC and see what we have there.
That is very, very true. It's vbc.bridgecheck.tv, and you can see it for yourself live, which is, much better than we talking about it. But then again, I truly appreciate Frank coming here to talk about the amazing graphics view. And thank you, Jon Egil, for that brilliant demonstration. That's much appreciated. We will have more nice stuff for you next Tuesday. But until then, have an amazing Tuesday. We are signing off from the Bridge Technologies IP studio in our basement, in our HQ, in Oslo, Norway. Holy Moses, that's a mouthful. And thank you, Frank, for joining.
As always.
And until then have an amazing Tuesday.